This video covers the business case for the IT control and audit for ICT 401-601. So this part of the video is going to correlate to your project interval 1. So essentially why we have you do a business case for IT control and audit is so that you can really understand a company's landscape. So we're going to have you really assess the company itself, understand its background, understand its IT environment, and then do some risk assessment as well as what policies, processes, and controls are for the IT auditing world. It should include a table of contents, so you're going to be utilizing your SharePoint site, so there should be some navigation to these sections, which is why we have you create the structure on your SharePoint site so that you can easily navigate to each one of these items. You should have a revision history. Revision histories typically include the date it was revised, the person who revised it, some versioning control. Usually when you have a 1.1, it was a minor change, and if you switch from a 1.0 to like a 2.0, there were some major changes to it. On your SharePoint site, you may or may choose not to use the version history, which is perfectly fine, but you should have a description of what the revisions were that were made. Did you create it? Did you add to it? Did you update it, etc., to the different sections? This is really going to help your instructor understand the revisions that your group has done for your business case. And your revision history is something that you should continually update throughout your group project. Similarly is the glossary of terms and acronyms. So if there are terms and acronyms that you are using within your business case that your audience may or may not know, it's a great idea to put them into your glossary of terms and acronyms section. Again, this is something that should be updated throughout your business case. In Project Interval 1, you're going to be asked to complete the section about the company. So this should really talk through what the company is. What is the company? What do they do? How big are they? What industry are they in? What's their business purpose? Should include things such as their enterprise size. Are they a small? Are they a medium? Are they large? How many employees do they have? Where are their locations? All of these things that you're going to be gathering in this is essentially just analysis about the company so that when you're doing the IT policy and audit for this company and risk assessment, you really know all of the different pieces about this company that you can put into and factor into your risk assessments and your building out of your policies, processes, and controls. You know, knowing where their server storage is, where their offices are, what their enterprise strategy is. Are they creating different products? Are they just offering a service to the industry? What their threat level environment is. If they're a company that's processing transactions for the stock market, their threat level is very, very high. The company that I chose, Barclay, is a company that creates products for backup and recovery of data. So their threat level for the environment is very high because there's a lot of cybersecurity attacks on information, etc. Same thing with their compliance requirements environment. Is it a high compliance? Do they have a lot of laws and regulations that they have to abide by? So it's really understanding the company not only at a high level, but also getting into some of those details so that when you get to the risk assessment or into the creation of the policies, processes, and controls for the company, you really understand what the company is and what their landscape looks like. You also should have sections in here about what different areas do they have. So Barclays, in this example business case, has a product development, a marketing, a sales and renewals area, an order processing, billing, and credit collections. They also have a technical support area that offers technical support. They have human resources and IT department. And it really outlines what each of these areas does. Again, it's giving you information and helping you gather that information so when you get to that analysis of the risk assessment and in the creation of your policies, processes, and controls, you really already understand the landscape of this company. So really putting some effort into understanding about the company is very important for this business case. You should also understand the company's vision. You know, what is their mission? What is their vision for their company? And also some measurable company objectives. So like in this case, Barclays' objectives are pretty simple. Provide top of the line products with 100% success rate. Increase customer count by 8% year over year. Increase their sales by 15% year over year. Maintain a 98% retention rate of existing customers, and maintain 100% customer privacy. So you can see that they are truly measurable. Now, how they measure these may not be as simple as just putting a bullet point here, but every person in this company knows that these are the company's objectives, and they need to maintain and be in line with these. So you want to understand what the company objectives are as well. The other part that you're going to be asked to do in Project Interval 1 is really understand and outline the company's IT landscape. So this is going to be setting you up very nicely for the risk assessment and your policy processes and controls as it relates to the entire company, but also their IT environment. So knowing what the role of IT is in the company. Do they outsource their IT or is it insourced? What type of implementation methods do they use? What type of technology adoption strategy are there? So this is information you can actually pull from, if you have watched the COBIT introduction video, there's a lot of information in the COBIT PDF documents that are attached on the group project page. And the video kind of describes some of these things that are actually outlined in COBIT. So I used COBIT to actually understand a little bit more about my IT landscape at a high level. So the role of IT in the company that I have is actually strategic. It's really crucial for both running and innovating the organization's business processes and services. Barclay uses both insourced and outsourced IT services. That's really important when we're developing those policies, processes, and controls, because our outsourced IT services also need to be in alignment with our company's values and our policies that we want to adhere to. They use a mix of agile and traditional waterfall approaches. It depends upon what system they're using. And the company is a follow. They're not somebody who's going to be out there and adopting the new technologies that are out there. They're going to wait to see how things are playing out in the industry before they become an adopter of any new technologies that are out there. And then you should really understand the software landscape as well. So do they have internal websites, external websites, portals? What are their systems that they have out there? So you can see I have the systems listed and kind of a description of what each of the systems are, as well as what hardware that they have, any network systems that they have. So it's really in this section, really understanding what does the company's IT landscape look like. Again, this is going to help you when you get to the risk assessment section, as well as the development of the policies, processes, and controls for IT policy, audit, and control. You can utilize the example business case that's out here, but I would highly recommend that you use not only your textbook reading, be some research on the internet, but also the COBIT PDFs and videos that are posted out on the group project page for the development of your business case.